Niantic game is unique. It's all about how do you get someone to get off their couch and go outside. When you take the world as your game board, there's a lot of unique decisions you have to make the real world actually meaningful.
We want to pull in as many different sources of real world information as possible so that it's more and more likely that players will have some touchstone, some ability to interact with the game via their actual real situation.
In order for you to take care of your Peridot and raise it to adulthood, you need to have AR because you need to show it interesting places in the world. That's how Peridots grow. That's how they become adults that can now reproduce, and then you can continue on with that game loop with the new generations of Peridot.
People are going to have these magical moments with their Peridot. That magical moment when your Peridot first understands that this ground is water, or that it sees a flower for the first time and goes to sniff it. It's so magic, and I can't wait to see all of the people who have that experience all over TikTok enjoying their Peridot feeling so real.
The core conceit of Peridot is about companionship and the kind of the magic of these creatures being with you. And so I think the bond between a keeper and dot is some of the most fundamental to the core loop of nurturing for your creature. On a day-to-day level, our players will be doing the very kind of typical pet care, such as feeding your dot, giving it attention, such as petting and interacting with it, but also making sure their curiosity and all of that is satisfied.
The team places a pretty high priority on keeping the dot and the keeper bond pretty strong. We want to make sure that keepers and players feel a connection to their dot.
When you hatch new dots, you can really select for what type of genes or what type of horns or patterns or fur you can have, because our creatures are sentient through the power of AI. You can also play fetch with a tennis ball just like you would with any other companion, or you can also teach it tricks. And I think that helps deepen the bond between a keeper and their dot. We've certainly taken inspiration from previous pet games, but I think there's a level of magic that those games can't really capture. Those creatures, no matter the types of bonds or relationships you develop with them, they can't come into your world. They can't come take a walk with you or, travel with you, or they can't interact with your family members in the same way. And I think that's what Peridot really brings.
The pets should be in the real world. That's what we're imagining for a long time. We want those pets to be alive. And Peridot is that game. It's the game that makes the dream come true.
How many games out there can you actually have a pet in your own room, walking around with you?
We're taking the very fundamental concept of a pet game and we're kind of taking it into the next level.
I love that we're coming to the table at a time when we're able to bring these virtual pets to people in an entirely new way, and that the technology is just barely getting to the point where we can have a pet understand the world around you.
Being able to actually pet with your own finger, and you feel the vibration, you can see the hearts come out.
That feeling that you get with your pet where they're just so present and in the moment. They're reacting to the world with such surprise and delight. What if we could all have a little bit of that every day?
We all have stressful lives, and there's a lot of outside pressures, and so being able to provide people something really adorable and really just always there for them is really nice.
This is a new virtual pet that wants to nudge you to take another few steps around the corner to find that next dot part. Peridot would not be what it is today without Niantic's guidance in exploring the world and being social with other people in a meaningful way.
I'm really excited to see how this affects pet simulation games going forward. Hopefully this is now the next bar. People go, oh my God, Peridot did this and that. And so now we need to think about those things when we're building our next pet sim sort of game.
My message to people who are just getting this game is explore. You will be rewarded for seeing what you can do with the game. There are going to be a lot of surprises out there. The augmented reality tech is doing a lot of things that are hidden and under the hood that kind of only present as these very fun, serendipitous surprises. So I think you should treat your pet like an actual pet. Take it for walks, show it stuff, be excited, turn your phone towards something you love and be like, hey, look at this, and make note of your dot's reactions.
Hopefully players see that magic and they come along with us on that journey, and they also feel that it's worth carrying a battery around for that 5 p.m. moment when they need a little extra juice to play with their Peridot one more time.
It feels incredible to be working on Peridot and working with this team that is really pushing the boundaries and making this next generation of pet simulation game. It's something that's never happened before. To be on that forefront, it feels really incredible.
We're only just getting started, awakening the Peridots and letting them react to your environment in interesting and clever ways. We've built the foundation for players to interact with these Peridots, and we're showing them just a snippet of what's possible. This is just the beginning of what Peridots are capable of.